when the muscle is dissected, you find a thin layer, whitish thin layer over the muscle. It covers entire body of the chicken or maybe the meat of anybody. So you'll see that what is that layer? That is your fascia. It is also known as glad wrap. It wraps your muscle. So same here, the fascia, our muscle, it is covered with this fascia all over the body. You will see it, you'll find it, like no, our body is covered with it. Our bone, our veins, our arteries, our nerves, everything is covered with your fascia. So now look at the picture and we'll understand that how fascia is covering, because it is making a bundle. It is covering and separating your muscle fibers. So there are so many muscle fibers, they combine together, they make your whole muscle. And why it happens? To protect your muscle, to give you the smooth movement, to keep your muscle in shape. Unless, if you go somewhere and then like no, you overstretch your muscle, then what happens? If muscle does not have this fascia, then definitely the muscle can get the tear. So tearing will occur in whole muscle, and then you won't be able to move. So what happens here? Whenever you get overstressed, so then you have a different so many muscle fibers, then it protracts first of all your many muscle fibers, and then somewhere in one muscle fiber gets injured, and then scar tissue comes and then covers. That is another thing. But here you'll see that the first muscle fibers, it is wrapped with the fascia, then one more muscle fiber will come, and then another will come. So that's how it is wrapped, and then it makes your endomyochium. So endomyochium, it is your inside first layer of the myofibers. The second, which is over the endomyochium, peri means over, so it is covering the outer part, and that makes your perimyochium. And then when they combine, there is a bundle of perimyochium, and then again it is covered with your muscle, that is your epimyochium. And it is very hard to separate fascia with the muscle. It is a kind of web. You must have seen the spider when makes a web, right? If anything comes and sits in the outer edge of the web, that web, then the spider comes to know. So same thing, if anything happens, any part of the body, it signals to other part of the muscle that yes, I'm in problem, I'm in stretch, I'm in tension. So then other muscle, other joint, they support. So they work in union. That is why our body is covered with the fascia. So here you will see there are three main divisions of fascia. The first division, that is your superficial fascia. So superficial fascia, it is found just under the skin, which contains fat, right? And this fat is maintaining the body temperature. So there are so many people, those have few fats in their body. Mainly it does happen with those are lanky, those are papery. So those are thin, they feel cold much. They always love the summer season. Same thing happens, those are fatty, those are plump. So what they feel hot much because they have excess amount of fat in their body. So that is your superficial fascia. And then comes your visceral fascia. Visceral fascia that separates your organs, that covers your organs. It covers your nerves, veins, bones. All the connective tissues are covered with your visceral fascia. And now one thing very important, that is your deep fascia. And deep fascia that covers this muscle, which covers your muscle. And as I told you that like it is pretty difficult to separate this fascia from your muscle. So that's how fascia is helping you. It is protecting your muscle, keeping your muscle in shape. That is the main job of the fascia, right? So how it can be enhanced, just like whenever there is a one thing like when we say stretch your muscle, so in anatomical language, we call stretching the fascia, because we stretch fascia. Individually, you cannot separate your muscle and you cannot stretch your muscle fiber. So it comes in action. Signal comes and they contract and they can stretch. So it is also said that until the signal comes, just like if signal is there to contract any muscle, so it is not all about that all the muscle fibers, they will stretch and contract. They'll go according to the amount of force is exerted. Why it is happening? Because they want to protect your joint. That is why. So first of all, superficial region will work, then inner region, the most inner region. That's how the fascia works, that's how the muscle is protected. So that is your fascia. So that brings us to the end of this session. So we'll meet the next session. Namaste and thank you.